Project for today is going to be this Exmark Pioneer Zero Turn mower. He brought it in because he hit a stick got jammed up underneath and it popped this deck belt off, which I already kind of inspected the belt, and there's one little nick in the outer housing, but it should be fine to run again, so we'll get that back on there for him. Then he also wants me to do a service on it and just basically go over it, make sure there's nothing else wrong with it, and sharpen the blades probably. But it shouldn't need too much, but I've said that before, and then we get into it, then there's a bunch of stuff wrong with it. That air filter doesn't look great. It's pretty packed. We'll probably end up replacing that. I usually do try to blow them out with air once or twice, but then eventually they get too packed in there where that fine dust is just too hard to get out of there, so you just got to replace them. See, the oil is pretty black, so we'll be changing that. But I'll get you set up and we'll get started. This one's got the Kawasaki V twin in it, the FR691V. It's got a hose coming out under the oil filter. You kind of see it down here. I already loosened this drain, so we'll drain the engine oil first. Which that looks pretty black. I think it's been a little while since we've done a service on this one. I did service the hydros on this one, I think last year, so those should be fine. I'll just check the oil. That's this tank right here, and you just want the bottom covered basically. You don't want that tank full. That's kind of your overflow. When it gets hot, it kind of comes up in that tank there. So it has to have room to expand, otherwise it'll overflow. Now I'll run and see if I have an air filter for it while we're waiting for that oil to drain. So I got the oil drain, I put the plug back in, and now I'm gonna spin this oil filter off of here. These don't have a very good setup for the oil filter to drain, so I just jammed a pig mat underneath there. Kind of just let it absorb the oil. These don't have too much that leak out, but well, that'll be good. And now I'm not going to fill it up with oil just yet, because the way these engines sit, when you tip it back on this lift, I don't like, sometimes it'll, if you leave them sit too long, the rings will let some oil by, so when you start it up, it'll smoke like crazy. And so I just wait to fill it with oil till we're done doing the stuff on the deck. Now I'm going to get it lifted up, and we'll have to take these covers off, and we'll reroute that deck belt back on there, and then we'll take the blades off, sharpen them. Drop the deck down a little bit so it's easier to get in there. These are just 1/2-inch bolts here. This one doesn't have a belt diagram anywhere that I've seen. Usually they'll have it printed somewhere on the deck on these Exmarks, but I don't see one on here. This side, the cover's broke. So looks like, I think I actually did put a big washer on that to hold it down, but it looks like it must have got flipped out of there. I'll have to get a ratchet to get that bolt out. When we get it routed and everything, we'll take the air gun outside and blow a bunch of this junk out of here. I'm just feeling the pulleys and stuff to make sure none of the bearings or anything are bad. Make sure it was just a stick that made that belt pop off. This one's just got a single deck belt. It runs all the way around the deck and all the way back to the to the engine, but I'll have to monkey with it a little bit to see how this goes since I don't have a diagram. So I got the diagram figured out. I did have to look up a diagram for it, so I'll put a picture on the screen here of the diagram so you guys get a better view of it, but I'll show you what you can see anyway. So we've got it, this is the left side, and we've got it going around. It goes around that center spindle, and this is an idler here, and then it comes back off of here and then runs straight back all the way to the engine pulley. So that gives you kind of an idea, but the diagram will be a better guide to go by. But everything seems okay. It seems to, everything spins smoothly, so I think he did just get a stick or something jammed in there. We'll run it though to test it, make sure the belt stays on with doing that, but I don't think he really has an issue with anything actually wrong with it. So now I'm going to pull the blades off to sharpen them. It's a 13/16 socket for these blades. Let's see if the little impact will take this off. These have an interesting blade shape. It's kind of like an octagon on the washers, but then there's actually a round hole in the actual blade. But you want to make sure all that is lined up when you put it back together. I'll just do kind of a before and after on these blades. I don't usually like to film me actually sharpening them. I've had where the sparks get into the lens of the camera and stuff, so I'll just show you now how dull they look. You can kind of see where it's a little bit better up there, but it's still pretty dull. So then we'll come back when I get them sharpened and I'll show you what they look like. So here's the after I sharpened it. You don't want to get them too sharp like a razor blade. I know I've said that before in videos, but it'll end up, any little stick or anything you hit will ding up the blade if you're getting it too thin, if it's like a razor blade on the edge. So you want a little bit of thickness just so it has some strength to withstand some hits, because you're bound to hit some stuff. So, but we'll get these thrown back on there, and then we'll be able to put it down and put the oil in it. We'll get this started up there and then get that washer seated on there before I one. These are a little bit more difficult to make sure everything's lined up, and then you don't pinch your finger when you're putting the bolt up there. Another thing I forgot to mention is this lift angle always points up towards the deck. I get a lot of customers that bring mowers in that they've put blades on themselves, and they have the blade on like that, and that's upside down. So you just want to make sure any lawnmower blade, the lift part always goes up towards the top of the deck. That's what creates the suction to suck the grass up. Before I set it down, I did pump some grease into these front axles. This doesn't really have much for grease fittings. The deck spindles are sealed bearings, and then pretty much everything is sealed on this one. Sometimes if they have aftermarket spindles in them on the deck, it'll be greasable. So that is important to check to make sure there's no grease fittings on them, because if there is, you're going to want to be at least putting like 5-6 pumps in them, probably twice a season or so. So that's just one thing to check. I do usually prefer them to be greasable, but it's usually they'll be under the pulley, or actually on the bottom side sometimes there'll be a grease fitting on the spindles, but this one doesn't have anything, so that's about all the grease points. Even these pivots and stuff are not greasable on this one. Some of the more commercial ones, they got grease fittings all over them, so it's just good to check. We'll put the oil in it now. These engines, these Kawasaki, seem to do the best with a straight 30 weight oil. So that's pretty much what I run in most of them. If they're ran in the winter time, like if you had a tractor with a snowblower on it, you can run a 10W30 in the winter time, but for the summer, the straight 30 weight works the best. So I put about 1 3/4 quarts in, and I'm going to check it. You don't want to thread these in. These should hold almost 2 quarts, but I always try to do about 1 3/4 and then I check it. But we're a little bit below the full, and it should be over full because the oil filter is not full of oil yet. So I'll probably just dump the rest of that quart in there, so then we'll be at 2 quarts we put in it. So I got it filled up with oil. I think I'll check this hydraulic oil real quick. It's a little bit low, but I don't think you can see it on camera, but I can see that it's right down in the bottom of the hoses there. So I might just top it off with a little bit, but then we'll run it outside and we'll blow everything clean, and then I'll try to clean that air filter. If I can't get it clean, then we'll just put a new one on it. But so I didn't take hardly any oil, but it's good just to top them off. They bleed a little bit of air out of them, especially after a service, because I did a service on it last year, so it probably bled a little bit of extra air out of it while it was being used. That you just want the bottom of that tank covered, like I was saying. So that's maybe 1/4 inch covered in the bottom of the tank, so that'll be good enough. And now we can get it outside and blow it clean. Well, I got it outside and I blew it off with air somewhat. I did put a new air filter in there, I ended up having one for it, so just replaced that. That one was pretty well packed with dirt and stuff. It was just too far gone. I blew a bunch of the junk off the deck, but we'll head out to the yard and test it out, and this one will be good to go hopefully. Well, everything seemed to work okay. That belt stayed on. Doesn't feel like it's warm or anything. And the pulleys were quiet and everything. This rollover protection, her roll bar rattles quite a bit. I was wondering what that noise was at first, but I realized it was that thing rattling back and forth. But other than that, everything seemed to work good. So I think this one's good to go. And that's going to do it for this one. If you like this sort of thing, like the videos and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.